Welcome to another episode of Capital Kitchen. Today what we're going to be making is a creamy and delicious dill potato salad. It's going to be amazing. I love potato salad. I'm sure you love potato salad. Even if you don't, this is going to be the one to try that's going to make you fall in love with the dish. What do we need to make a potato salad? Well, these are going to be some of the ingredients we're going to use today. Now, first up, the most important thing is our potatoes. So we're going to be using fingerling potatoes, and they look kind of like this. They're golden, and the thing I love about them is you could usually find these already washed and ready to go, so you could save a lot of time without having to peel or do any prep work to your potatoes. As you can see, all the potatoes, they kind of come in different shapes and sizes here, so we're just going to do our best to cut them in half, once like this, and a couple times. Now you want to do your best to have them be as consistent as possible. Like you can see, I got a little piece here that's almost a little too small, and the piece here that's a little too big. You want to try your best to avoid that. So if some pieces are too big, you can cut them into smaller pieces. If some pieces are too small, you could throw them in the garbage, I don't know. You want to let the potatoes sit for about 10 to 15 minutes in some cold water just to get some of the starch off of the potatoes. And it's been about enough time, so I'm just going to drain this and fill it back up with some cold water. So if you take these potatoes and you drop them in boiling water, what you're gonna end up with is you're gonna end up with a cold center of the potato and an overcooked outside. So to make sure that the texture is even on the inside and outside of the potato, we wanna start with cold water and bring everything up to temperature evenly. Now you can add as much or as little salt as you want. I'm just gonna go to taste here, and I'm gonna add the amount of salt that I think the potatoes need. Again, you can adjust this to your taste. In the meantime, while this is coming up to a boil, we're gonna start working on our sauce. This is gonna be the main dressing for our potato salad. And we can do that over here at the cutting board.
So potato salad's definitely one of those recipes where everyone's gonna have their own way of doing it. And that's awesome. There's not too many wrong answers here, as long as you're happy with the end result. Today we're gonna make a mayonnaise-based dressing with a couple tablespoons of Dijon mustard. For some acidity, we're gonna use white wine vinegar, and for some flavor enhancement, we're gonna add a tablespoon of sugar and some salt to taste. We're then gonna add in some freshly cracked black pepper before adding in some of our coarser ingredients. We're going in with chopped celery, green onion, and some firm hard-boiled eggs. Give it all a good mix until it's looking like this. So this is a really good time to taste for seasoning and make any adjustments if needed. If you're happy with it, we can move on to the next step. Now for some bright freshness, we're gonna be adding in some fresh squeezed lemon juice and some fresh picked dill. And when it comes to the dill, the easiest way to get it off the vine is to run along it with your fingers against the grain. It should just fall right off. Once it's all together, give it one last mix to combine.
And so just like that, we've got our dressing ready to go. When it comes to the eggs, you probably could wait to put the eggs in with the potatoes, but I kind of got ahead of myself and I put them in right away. It's all gonna be the same thing in the end, but my eggs are gonna be a little bit more smushed than yours would be if you put them in with the potatoes. We got our one special ingredient left. We're using Capital beer sausage today. Now this is gonna be our protein. You know we always like to include protein with our dishes, and today we're going with Capital beer sausage. We're using this because it's got a nice smoky but also tangy kind of taste that I think is gonna go really nice with the mustard note and the acid note of our potato salad. And that's pretty much all there is to it. It's an amazing product in the sense that you don't actually have to cook this or do anything with it. You just have to cut it out of the package, peel it, cut it up to whatever size you want, and you can throw it in with your potato salad.
We're only going to be needing half the sausage today, but you can scale this for however much potato salad you're looking to make. You'll want to score and peel the paper casing off the sausage before slicing. Now you can cut this any shape or size you want, but I think it's best to go for thin strips so that the pieces are easy to get on a fork when you're eating, and also so that we have enough pieces to get a little bit of beer sausage in every bite.
And that's all there is to it. I'm gonna sneak a little taste. Again, like most Capital products, it's very smoky. You could definitely taste that smokehouse note. So this is gonna pair absolutely amazingly. I'm really excited for this. So let's check on our potatoes. Let me check it this way. Oh yeah, these are done. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna dump this out and we're gonna pour cold water over the top, okay? It's okay if you don't get all the water out. We're gonna go in with cold water to stop the cooking process. Okay, these are perfectly cooked. I could literally just snack on these right now. Fingerling potatoes are so creamy. They're so soft. They have such an amazing texture. They're perfect for potato salad. If you're using any kind of other potato and you're happy with it, go for it. But if you haven't given these a try, you should really do it. Now that we got our potatoes ready to go, we just have to assemble. We can take our beer sausage, we can take our potatoes, we can take our dressing, put it all in a bowl, chill it in the fridge. You wanna give it about 30 minutes and you're ready to serve. Perfect. So there it is. Tomato. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
That's very good. I love those potatoes, eh? Those are the perfect potatoes for a potato salad. Just an amazing texture. Phenomenal. You really can't go wrong with this. It's creamy, delicious.
You know, I don't think I've ever told you this, but good job.
Thanks, man. Woo! We did it. We made a potato salad. You know? I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, that mustard note is so good with the beer sausage. It's so good with the potatoes and the dill and that little bit of lemon juice we put in there. This is a very vibrant, very fresh tasting potato salad. You can't go wrong with that. It's perfect. So I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you all get a chance to either make this or send this video to someone who can make it for you. And I also want to thank you for all your comments and all your likes and reactions and shares and all that stuff. It really helps out a channel like ours, and I can't thank you enough for it. I want to thank you not just on my own behalf, but also from the whole team at Capital. And with that, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.